Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the CRDC, Eastern Iowa Community College collaboration, where we interview people that are on the front lines of the COVID response. I'm usually joined by Chris Caves, but she's taking a well-deserved vacation, so congratulations, Chris. But I am joined today by somebody I actually work with in the same building. I excused a mess in my home studio. We had a heavy rain the other day, got some water in my basement, couches are pushed out, carpets are drying. It is what it is, but I have nothing to complain about. So I want to introduce Jenny Holm. Jenny is the Member Engagement Coordinator for the Clinton Area Chamber of Commerce. Jenny, thanks for joining us.
Hello, thanks for asking me to be on.
So Jenny, Membership Engagement Coordinator. What is that? What does that mean in the chamber speak?
Well, what I do here is what it says. I engage the members. I also talk to people about chamber membership and get them on board with the chamber so that we can invest in our community and work together. I run the events, but I wish I could get a handle on it, but actually I have a lot of great people who help me out running the events. Currently we're working on a golf play. So that's what I do. I do whatever I can for the members and try to, keep the members retained for our organization and also get new members and help whatever I can do to help the members out, I'll do it.
Speaking of events, you had an amazing event scheduled called Shamrock. And the same day of the Shamrock is when everything shut down, right?
Andy, I was wearing my green plaid pants. I was ready to go for the Shamrock. And I got a phone call and they said, no, we're not going to do it. And I just was stunned. So that was my first big event. I started working here in January and I was getting all revved up for that. And the day of, I was just about to go pick up a meat and cheese tray. Nope, forget it. So yeah, that was disappointing. But we still have the prizes and the contributions that we got for Shamrock to put toward our golf outing, which is great. That shows you a sense of community that the businesses have and organizations have that we work with here.
So we have a golf outing coming up this Friday. I will be participating. It's unique. It's exciting. There's some different rules to enforce social distancing and really just to ensure that everybody is safe. But I'm looking forward to it. Thank you so much for all your hard work and getting that up and running, as well as the volunteers. Now, let's talk a little bit about the impact on small business. Now, just for our viewers or listeners, I work for the Clinton Regional Development Corporation. So we focus a lot of our effort on large industry, smokestacks. And then you have the Chamber of Commerce that focuses a lot on smaller business to include retail and hospitality. Now, I will say from experience in our region, the smaller businesses are the ones that experience the largest impact immediately. A lot of our larger employers are realizing there's some supply chain issues and maybe some delivery issues to existing customers. But small business, especially in the retail and the hospitality and food services sector, have been smacked pretty hard. So Jenny, from a chamber's perspective, what have you been doing to ensure that people are aware of the businesses that are open and where they can go and get a bite to eat?
Well, to begin with, before we even left the office for COVID, I was given a basic list of the different businesses in town, restaurants that were open and were doing carry out or curbside delivery. And some of them weren't members. And I thought in this time, we've got to stick together, member, not member. And I published that list on our Facebook page, which was amazing. I just thought, phone numbers, whether or not they're doing, which service they're doing and hours. And it got over 35,000 views and over 400, almost 500 shares. So that indicated to me that that's the place to go if you want to give people information about your businesses. And so I tell everybody the same thing. If I would have been told that I was going to be on Facebook for 2 months, sitting on my couch, working from, home, I would have said, no, that's not, going to work, but it did. And, I went straight to Facebook and just kept everybody updated on, whose hours or what people were letting me know so that I could share that information. I was going through our membership, which is about, it's got to be close to 600, 580 members, and just checking to see if they were on Facebook and then sharing if they had any posts. If they weren't, or if, to be honest, I just went and called every single one of them. And sometimes I didn't get an answer, because they were already closed. Sometimes I left a message. But basically what we tried to do here was just help out anybody we could. And I was really impressed and amazed at how tenacious everybody is. You know, they just kept everything open. They just wanted to keep going unless it was, you know, absolutely undoable. So I was really, you know, concerned. And I think a lot of people, you know, of course people were concerned, but the tenacity of people who want to stay open and have to make a living and take care of their workers was really impressive. You know, small business, smaller town, that's to me what it's all about.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the things that has allowed the Clinton County and the city of Clinton to weather the COVID storm and continue to weather the COVID storm is our ability to collaborate and strong lines of communication. Now, you had mentioned you actually picked up the phone and called the chamber members. That's grassroots. That's old school, right?
Right.
I don't see a lot of that anymore. And I'm glad you did that, because I think in times like this, sometimes the easiest outlet is the best. And picking up the phone, making a call was simple. But I'm glad to hear you had success on social media. I love social media. We leverage it at the Clinton Regional Development Corporation to generate brand awareness and kind of share our message. So kudos to you for all of that outreach. So now we're in July 29th.
Yes.
The day that we're recording this. The pandemic's been going on since, well, prior to March a little bit, where there was whispers, there was a rumor mill, things were happening. We started to see some news out of China. Boom, come mid-March, we're shut down. So what have you seen as far as recovery from small business in the greater Clinton region?
It's amazing. I mean, people, it seemed like during this time they were taking the time to maybe even reorganize or be ready to pull the trigger when they could reopen. Just people were ready to go full steam ahead, and they were very willing to adapt. That's the thing that I was really pleased by, and the chamber is really happy with, is that, you know, if you want to survive something, you have to be able to adapt, and that's what people were doing. They were adapting their business to what made people comfortable, and it's good to see that, you know, the people of our town, not just the businesses, people want to be socially, you know, responsible for each other and take care of each other. So, you know, the social distancing, and that's what I mean by adapting. You know, they're willing to do all the different things, whether it's hand your food out of a drive-through window with a tongs, or, you know, run to the curbside and help somebody out. I know the auto places, the car dealerships were booking appointments. Things like that. You know, there's a little candy shop in town here that just opened up, Grandma's Goodie Jar, and she is, I mean, it's a beautiful candy shop, handmade candies, and she is scheduling appointments now. As it goes up and down, the numbers go up and down. You know, people are trying to really stick with it. They're not staying still or being stagnant. If the numbers go up, and what they're telling us now is that what they're doing, okay, well, we're not going to close, we're going to close up again, but we're going to do appointments. And I think that's great. You know, at a time when you could really be afraid and just, you know, caught in the headlights, they're being proactive, and they're catching on and doing it right away.
Yeah, the key word you use there is adaptable. I firmly believe. Right. Guess what? You don't have to love all the different proclamations or rules that come out from the governor's office. You don't have to love that you got to wear a face mask when you go into certain stores. But you know what? You have to do it, right?
Right. That's right.
I was throwing this out the other day, the whole no shirt, no shoes, no service thing. You know, for decades, you used to see that sign hanging in a window at a grocer or something like that, meaning you couldn't go in if you didn't have any shoes, shirt, or what was the other one? No shoes, no shirt, no service.
No service,
yeah,
right.
Too.
You get no service if you don't have.
You didn't have shoes, you didn't have shirt, you didn't get in. Well, now if you don't have a mask. So again, I don't love that I have to wear a mask. But I'm respectful of the wishes of others, and I respect the wishes of my family. And it's something that I'm going to do because I feel like I'm adaptable.
Well, you know, and I equate the mask thing with, if you think about when you grow up and you move out, right? Okay, you go back and stay at your parents' home for a holiday or something. You don't take your rules to their house.
Right.
Go by, if you're respectful, kind child, and appreciative, you go by their rules, as you would as being any guest anywhere. You are considerate of the rules of the house, and to me, that's what's important. You know, that why make a thing out of it? Just wear the mask, and it doesn't have to be something that becomes an ideology or something political. Just let's be together and work together.
Because you know what? If you don't, and you do go in there and you do spread the virus,
Right.
and if you don't have symptoms, guess what? That business has to do shut down. They have to shut
Right.
down.
I mean, that's what people don't think about. I mean,
They're not generating any revenue. They're not bringing in new customers, and they may very well not reopen. So
right. And think about the workers. Think about their employees. The employees need their jobs. Think of it. If you wear your mask, you're protecting people's jobs. I mean, that's important, and protecting their families as well. So it's something that right now we just have to do it. Like you said, we don't have to love it. We just have to do it.
Yeah. So talk to me a little bit about your golf outing you have coming up. What are some of the rules that we're going to be following during the golf outing? I'm a horrible golfer, so regardless, I'm going to do poorly. But I just want to know, what are the rules that are out there?
Well, I have respect for you for golfing at all. I've never golfed a day in my life, so I'm just running it like it's a wedding, and hopefully it'll all out. But we did offer people to have their own individual carts if they wanted to. That was in the registration. It had to be done by a certain date. We didn't have any takers for that. Maureen Miller, the president and CEO of the Clinton Chamber, has made masks for just about everybody who's going to be out there. Over 100 masks. They're really cool. They're flags, really nice masks. You don't have to wear it if you don't want to, but please be socially, aware that, you need to be distant 6 feet apart. We're lucky because this is a outdoor event, and we can make it so it's not something where we're all on top of each other, breathing on each other, within 6 feet of each other. But also, if you drive there with a group of people, you can you can be in the same cart, you can be together with them with that, or if you're in the same family, of course, then that's not going to be a problem. But all we ask is that you be respectful and thoughtful and mindful of what's going on right now, and protect other people.
Yeah. Well, good. I'm glad you're doing this. I'm glad we're getting back to some kind of sense of normalcy.
We have to do it. Yeah.
You kind of have to, because one of the things that I've been kind of pounding the drum on, selfishly, is the mental health impacts of,
oh my gosh,
and especially the quarantining. And that's something, if you're like us, you and I are very similar in fact that we like to be social. We like to go out. We like to meet people. We like to extend a hand for a handshake. It's almost debilitating sometimes to say, I'm just going to stay home. Now, my mother's the polar opposite. She's okay staying home, quarantining, not going out, doing anything. To me, it drives me insane. It makes my skin crawl.
No, so I was home. It was really, no, thank you. There's so much. So there's only so much technology you can do. On Mother's Day and Easter, that was rough. My kids, I told them, just stay where you're at. We don't know what's going on. But I can tell you those 2 days that I woke up were really, really rough. And it has to be. And I'm like you, I want to get out and I want to see people, but we'll do it now so we can do it later. We can, take care of ourselves now so we can be with each other later.
Great. All right, Jenny, any last pitch for those that are maybe watching this or not members of the Clinton Area Chamber of Commerce? Why should they become members of the Clinton Area Chamber of Commerce?
Well, I mean, if you want to invest in your community and network with people in town and be in the know of what's going on, I think it's a great thing to do. I signed a young man up, a couple of weeks ago. He has a marketing company, video marketing and graphic design. And once he was announced to be one of the chamber members, the next day he got a phone call with a major contract in town, and they said it was because they saw him as a chamber member, and they are chamber members. They wanted to share that business in a local way. And that's another thing about this COVID thing. Please shop local. You can shop local. Please look here first. We need this. We need to take care of our people. We need to take care of our town. Clinton's always been a really strong town. We always rise up, and this is a time to work on that.
All right. Well, Jenny, it's a pleasure as always. I will see you back in the office here in a couple hours after my next interview. Thank you so much for taking time with me.
Okay. Thanks, Andy.
All right, everybody. This has been Andy Sokolovich, the Vice President of Economic Development, the Clinton Regional Development Corporation, usually joined by Chris Caves. But again, she's on vacation. So have fun, Chris. Until next time, I'll talk to you guys later. See ya.